The difficulties of life meet all of us at the doorstep of our capabilities. So, how do we find our reset? For most of us, we're not sure. And as we start to answer the question, we could be responding with either a reactive or proactive response. A reactive response could be that I find my reset when I spend my time with family, working out, reading a good book, or taking a walk. And this could all be true. You're probably sitting there going, how is that being reactive? That's exactly what I do to get to feeling better. Well, as we look at a proactive approach that starts with an understanding of the trigger source that fuels stress, anxiety, and potential unnecessary stressors. So to find your reset, start with what I call info feeds. This could be the trigger source and highway that connects through what we see, hear, smell, taste, and touch that steers our path. The entrance where anything can come in, it's through our senses that info flows. Capture and understand your info feeds. Take social media and the news as two relevant examples. The other one is area of needed rest. Connecting with and understanding your areas of needed rest, ranging from mental, emotional, social, sensory, physical, or creative. This is important to understand, and it also includes understanding untrue beliefs. We have so much information coming at us every given minute throughout the day. All your thoughts are not facts. And as we think about some of the difficulties of life and how difficult some days can get, acknowledge the struggle. And as you really start to pinpoint how it is that you're feeling today, name that emotion. Give those emotions a name. Sometimes it's the very things that drain us that can also recharge. Think about the example from info feeds I just gave as far as social media and the news. On one hand, some of us really get charged up by that stuff, right? But too much of it can start to deplete and take us down into another path. So here's what I want you to do. Take out a sheet of paper and write a line right down the middle. On one side, write info feeds. On the other side, write areas of needed rest. And what you want to do is think about all the different information that you take in throughout the day. You're walking to school, driving to work. Who are you talking to? What are you listening to? What are you reading? What are the sources of information, right? On the other side, this can get a little bit more difficult. As we think about the areas of needed rest, you might need to get to a quiet place and really focus, like, where am I feeling exhausted? As you start to figure out what those areas are potentially, capture them, write them down. You're simply taking an inventory of where you are. And as you look at your list, it could be some basic solutions, like getting rest. And although that's really easy to state, it's not easy to get. Getting rest isn't something that, if you have a lot going on in your mind, it's not a given, but you might be dehydrated. Get hydrated. You might need more movement. You could be looking at your list and saying, I need faith. I need to accept the things that I can't change as I look at this. You might need a dose of hope. What is it that could inspire more hope in your life today? It certainly could be a healthy dose of perspective. What is it in your world that causes you to be grateful? Not always feel grateful, because we don't always feel grateful in direct proportion to how we are. I mean, there's a lot of things we're grateful for. That doesn't always mean that we're happy. And as you capture all this information, start to understand and unplug from these info feeds. And think about it like this. You're going to take a break. You know, we don't always get a vacation, but let's call it a vacation. You're taking a vacation from information. And I would encourage you to take a longer than usual vacation. 2 weeks at a minimum, ideally 3. And as you unplug for the next 2 to 3 weeks, pay very close attention to how you start to feel. And when you get back from vacation and you start to plug back in, you don't have to invite everybody back to the party. In fact, you should consider tweaking the specific information feeds that you plug back into. It's really difficult to recharge without understanding our area of needed rest and knowing what to filter from our information feeds. With the proactive approach today, unplug from unnecessary stressors, get rest, and get back to what you enjoy. And one last thing, as you find your way to better days, embrace a heart of forgiveness. Forgive yourself and others for any area of tension and frustration in your life. And sometimes we just need time. And the best action is inaction. Hang low. This too shall pass.